Yo, what up, YouTube? It's Richawd back with another video. Now, I was, browsing the internet like, you know, a regular person does. And I came across this one particular video where it was this guy talking about a topic where somebody had asked him, you know, is life better if you don't try? And basically, the point that the person was making that was asking the question was, you basically have these mountains in life that you try to climb. You set these goals and you try to climb that mountain, right? And he was like, what he noticed is when a lot of people finally get to that mountaintop, it's never enough. Why is it never enough? Because you've basically put this goal on a pedestal. This goal has been everything. You're working towards this goal, and all that has been everything to you, and then you finally get it, and it's not quite what it seems to a lot of people. You hear about a lot of successful people that tell stories about, dealing with, depression during the peak of their fame, and a lot of it stemmed from them not finding peace in everything that they had, always feeling anxiety. It's a lot of anxiety to achieve, or it can bring a lot of anxiety achieving something, to whom much is given, much is required. To the more things you achieve and the more things you attain in life, the more responsibilities you have, the more pressure you have. So to some, it's like, damn, it's like the people that have the world, the rich people, they be under more stress sometimes than, regular old people, because they have this empire to maintain. And, they made a good point, and it was basically saying, like, there's people that don't have these empires and don't have all this money and don't care as much, don't stress themselves about being successful as much, and they're happier than a billionaire. So the point they're making is the glitch, is the cheat code to being happy, just not caring. Is the cheat code to life, just not caring. And the person was saying, like, they don't consider themselves a depressed person, a sad person. That was just their honest opinion on things and how they view things and how they move. They basically learned to cope with everything going on by just not caring as much. And, it really made me think a little bit. I really had to sit on it. Like, man, this person's really making a good point. And here are my thoughts on it. Because I've been someone who has set goals and have strived towards them. Some I've achieved, some I haven't. And for the times where I achieved the goal, yeah, a lot of times, sometimes it wasn't all that what it seemed, or it wasn't enough, I would say. It's never enough when you achieve something. After you achieve it, like, I'm not going to say like in the moment it doesn't feel good. It does. I'm talking about the aftermath. It's like when you're looking back in hindsight, you're like, I put all this into this, and it's like, now it's already achieved, or it's already done. Like, it's over now, It's like waiting all year for Christmas. You have, 340 plus days of anticipating one day out of the year. And then Christmas comes, and it may be exciting. And in the moment during Christmas, you're opening up all the gifts. But then the next day on the 26th, Christmas is over, A week later, 2 weeks later, the Christmas tree, if you put up Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, this is just this is just an analogy, But if you celebrate Christmas a week later, 2 weeks later, the Christmas tree is coming down. Some people, a month later, the Christmas tree is coming down. But my point being, Christmas is over. Now you're looking forward to next Christmas. Now you're looking forward to the next thing. It's never enough to keep you satisfied forever, because satisfaction or joy, happiness, that's just an emotion, you know? As humans, we go through different emotions, so you would never be stuck in one emotion forever. You know, you would never do one thing and then that's just it. You know, if you're a dude and, you know, the first time you get some punane, you know, yeah, it's going to feel great in the moment, but then a day later, you're going to want some more punane. You know, it's never enough because that emotion, those feelings that you were feeling when you finally got that was just in that time during those, you know, during that taking place. But once whatever takes place, once y'all have intercourse and, you know, the next day comes, it's over. You know, now you got to climb that mountain all over again, you know. But here's the thing. It's not about getting to the top of the mountain, or it's not about climbing the mountain. Here's where the peace is found. It's about knowing that every time you climb a mountain, whether you achieve it or whether you not, it's going to be another mountain you have to climb. Always, no matter the result. If you achieve said goal, now you're going to have another goal and another mountain to achieve. If you don't achieve said goal, now you're either going to try to climb this mountain again. You're going to try to pick yourself up, pick up the pieces, reflect on where you went wrong and come back stronger, climb this same mountain again. Or you're going to be like, you know what? You got that. Y'all got that. That mountain, too vicious for me. I'm going to go climb a different mountain. But either way, it's going to be another mountain to climb, bro. It's always going to be another mountain to climb. So where the joy is, man, is it's not about climbing the mountain. It's about the journey, bro. It's about the journey of climbing the mountain. It's about the process of climbing the mountain, starting off with nothing and building something. It's about the process. See, you play a video game. It's not about finishing and completing the video game that makes video games fun. It's about the process. Starting off in the beginning of the game, you barely know how to play. You don't got any stats. You don't got any ammo. You don't got nothing. You got to figure everything out. You start from scratch, from nothing. And then you get to the end of the game and now you have all this IQ about the game. And you had so much fun playing the game. See, the fun is had playing the game, right? It's not completing the game. That's fun. It's playing it. It's not completing the goal that's satisfying. It's striving towards it. It's the day-to-day grind when you working towards it. That's where the joy is found. When you wake up with a purpose, with a reason, like, nigga, I'm climbing this mountain. I'm in this gym. I'm in these books. I'm in school. I'm working on a trade. I'm doing whatever. I'm saving my money. I'm working on real estate. I'm working on stocks. I'm doing this to reach a goal. That's what it's all about, bro. It ain't about the goal. It's about the grind that goes into the goal, the character development, the experiences, the people that you meet, the aura that you build. That's what it's all about, bro. See, the people like the person that was asking that question who said, isn't it better to just not care? Those type of people are the type of people that minimize yourself. Those are the type of people that hate on other people, that go after what they want. You see, what I'm about to do after this video is I'm about to go to the gym and I'm about to play basketball. I remember I had somebody, and I've had people tell me this. I had an old friend in particular who told me this. It was a group of us, and we was playing basketball. And, you know, we was hooping. It was me, my homie was a hooper, and then the rest of them, you know, it may have been one other hooper. And then the rest of them ain't even really play like that. And the homie that was playing, he ain't hoop like that. He wasn't like that, you know. And what's crazy is when I first met him, you know, he was trying to get like that. You know what I'm saying? He would, you know, give me compliments about how, because he would always see me at the park. No Diddy, but he'll give me compliments or whatever and be like, man, like I admire your hard work. Like, you always out here grinding for hours. Like, you be out here for hours. You feel me? And he would hoop with me and all that. And then after a while, this one day came where we was all out hooping, and he was like, man, y'all not in the league anyway. Like, y'all not playing anywhere anyway. Why do y'all hoop so much? You know? He was telling this to me and my homie, who all we did was hoop, you know? And my homie was raw. Like, I was nice, but that nigga was raw. Like, he could have really played somewhere, like, professionally. Like, he was like that. You know what I'm saying? And he told, and my homie told us, like, the one that didn't hoop like that, he was like, what y'all hooping so much for? Who even cares? Why, like, you're not playing nowhere. You feel me? Like, what's the point? What's the point of going so hard? He was basically calling us a try hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all playing so hard? Because we played hard. You know, we had passion about the game. We would yell at teammates and this, that, and the third, and they'll get mad. But like, we trying to play. We know how the game should be played, bro. We put hours into this game, bro. We put years into this game, bro. You know, so if we see something being done wrong, we're going to try to critique it to get it done right. You know, we play, you know, organized ball. We know the importance of communication. You know, if you see somebody getting beat back door and you don't call it out, or you don't come to your teammate afterwards like, yo, like, you keep getting beat back door, like, you know what I'm saying? Folks can't even shoot like that. Like, give them, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't communicate, you guys are going to lose the game by getting beat back door, you know? But some people, they get thin skinned when, you know, you get held accountable for your wrongs or for your flaws. You know, it doesn't mean that I feel I'm high and mighty and I'm better than you. It's no, we're a team. And if we're going to win as a team, we got to be on the same accord. And we're not going to win if you keep getting beat back door. So I'm going to call you out on that. Same way on my end. If I keep leaving a shooter open and he lighting us up, my teammates should come to me like, yo, go guard that nigga. Like, he got 4 threes on us. You feel me? Like, that's basketball, bro. You know, we cared. We brought that passion and that energy, and they didn't bring that. We'll get on them. We'll tell them things, and they'll duck their head and pout. You know, they just weren't built like that, bro. And then, like I said, these would be the type of people with that loser mentality. That's all it is, bro. A loser-ass mentality, bro. When you have a winner's mentality, bro, you have a different mentality about things, man. You know, me and my dog, we just had a different mentality about things. We trying to win, bro. So we gonna get aggressive. It's gonna get gritty. It may get a little grimy and dirty around this motherfucker to win, bro. That's just how we are. You know, we play hard all the time, bro. You know, even you feel me? So like, and it's crazy. We weren't even going that crazy that day. You know what I'm saying? We was really like going 50%. Because like I said, there wasn't even no hoopers out there for real. It was really just me and bro going at it. We was on different teams because that was the only way we was going to make shit competitive. So that's why shit started heating up a little bit. Because we started off, we was just chilling. It was just, you know, friendly game or whatever. But you know how it is when you going at it with your bro. A friendly game turned into a competitive. Y'all ready to fight each other like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is them hitting a shot in your face, talking a little trash. Now y'all both turned up. You feel me? But anyway, my point being, I was getting to this loser ass nigga who was like, man, like, why y'all play so hard? Why y'all play ball all the time? Y'all not in the league. Y'all not playing nowhere. Like, what's the point? Here's the point, bro. Because it's something we love to do. It's something we good at doing. There's a lot of hoopers out there that play ball all the time. They're not playing in the league. But why do they play ball all the time? One, because they want to keep their game up. See, basketball is a full body workout, bro. You know, you got to stick with it. You got to keep yourself in shape if you want to be good at it. See, there's some people that like playing basketball and being trash. I'm not like that. I don't want to go to the park if I know I'm garbage. So if you at the park and you garbage, that frustrates me. Because I'm the type of nigga, if I'm not good at something, I'm not going to put myself out here and get exposed like this. And bring down the level of the people around you, bro. You know, so yeah, bro, it's like, and it's not even about being trash. It's about not even trying to get better, bro. You're not even trying to learn. You're not even trying to get critiqued. You're not even trying to work on your game. See, some people may say, hey, you're taking it too serious. It's just basketball. We're not getting paid for this. It's just how I'm wired, bro. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to do it to the best of my ability. I have pride in what I do, you know? So that's why people that aren't in the league, people that aren't playing nowhere, but they've played basketball their whole life, play basketball because they love it, bro. It's a love for it. It's a love for the game. You can be in an empty gym or you can be in the gym full of niggas getting 5-on-5 runs in, and you can find joy and peace in that, bro. A lot of people don't understand what that's about, bro. A lot of people don't understand why I'm going to the gym right now. It may be people there to hoop with. It may not be. But either way, I'm going to have a good hoop session, bro. I'm going to find peace in it, bro, because if there's nobody there, I'm going to just work on my game. People be like, why you working on your game? Why you go to the park for 2 hours just shooting around? Because I want to continue to improve. I want to keep my game sharp. If you want to play the game at a certain level, you have to put time into it. Right? Some people, hey, they just pull up to the park and they just play. There's nothing wrong with that. And some people, they don't put in all this extra time. They just pull up to the park and they play, and they IQ helps them still play at a good level, bro. Even though they skills aren't as sharp as they could be. Whatever floats your boat, but that's why, bro. That's why you do the things you do. You gotta have a reason. You gotta have a love for it, bro. You got to have a love for the grind. You got to have a love for the things you do. You know, that's just like asking somebody, why learn different languages if you only live in America? Because you want to know, you want to know different languages, bro. So when you travel, you can speak different languages. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to close the video out with like this, bro. The reason why you climb these mountains it's not about getting to the mountaintop, bro. It's about the journey. It's about the love for what you're doing, bro. It's about the ups and downs that come with that shit. That's what it's all about, bro. That's life. That's living, bro. If you don't have that mentality, bro, you like I said, you going to be one. And my homie that told me that, bro, he was one of them niggas, bro. You know, wasn't really like that with the females. Ain't really had no charisma. All type of shit, bro. It's like a square, pretty much. He was real smart, but he was a square, bro. You know what I'm saying? A wannabe ass nigga, you know? And like, it's a lot of niggas out there like that, and you end up hating on people that actually be out here grinding or actually care and actually have passion. And y'all be secretly trying to dim their light because you secretly hate the fact that, you know, they still care and you don't. You've been broken and they haven't. They still have that same pride and that same shine and that same joy for what they do, and you don't care, but they do. And you be hating on niggas that care, bro. It be niggas like that, bro. I'm telling you, I've met niggas like this. That's how I know. You know, I'm very great at breaking down the psychology of motherfuckers, bro. And the psychology of niggas with this mentality is you have a loser mentality, bro. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm not homies with that nigga no more, because he had a loser's mentality, bro. Couldn't be around me. After a while, he started calling me arrogant. Because I believed in myself and he didn't, bro. You feel me? So my thing is, bro, you gotta have a belief, a care, and a winner's mentality, bro. For whatever you do, bro, you gotta do whatever you do you have to do whatever you do with a purpose and with pride, bro. That's what it's all about, bro. That's what living is all about, bro. You know. So yeah, man, that's the answer to the topic of the video, bro. You know, it's always going to be another mountain to climb, bro. But fall in love with the grind. Fall in love with the journey of climbing that mountain. The experience, like I said, everything that comes with climbing that mountain. That's where the enjoyment or the peace is found in this life, bro. Because it's always going to be some shit. There's no running from that. There's always going to be something. It's always something. But you got to live for that, bro. You got to live to conquer these things. And if you fall, you got to live to pick yourself back up, bro, and go after it again, bro. That's what life is all about, bro. You know, and anybody who don't think like that, you know, you probably not going to relate to a nigga like me. But I'm out, man.